Hello and welcome back to the Pit Wall Podcast. Today we are doing the 2024 F1 draft, a draft that I am definitely going to win this time.
We've got some new rules going forward, so you actually do have a chance.
Yes, so I'll explain the rules in just a second, but before we get started, just be sure to subscribe, like, and follow at the Pit Wall Pod. I'll tell the rules. At the end, we're going to have some predictions about the season, and then we'll just kind of chat about what we think is going to happen in the season. So here's the rules. Last season we did it just, you pick the driver and their points become yours. What I did not realize was that
I won on my first pick of the draft.
Yeah. Max Verstappen was going to run away with the championship. And I haven't done the math, but I'm pretty sure I could have had like 16 or 18 drivers and I still would have been
If I had like Max and Checo, I think I
think you won based off of just that. So
Yeah.
I had no we stopped keeping count. So this year we're doing it where every driver is equal. So the best way to explain it is every driver gets a point for if they get a points finish.
Mm-hmm.
So if Alex Albon finishes 10th and Max Verstappen finishes first, both of them get 1 point.
Yep.
So everybody's equal. Grand Prix, 1 point. Sprint races, half a point, and that's only the top 8 finishers. It would be crazy, but there is theoretically a tie that could happen.
Oh.
So the rule of the tie is we're going to have 4 predictions total, but we're only going to tell you 3.
Yep.
And they're in these envelopes. Our prediction, our 4th prediction, this will be the tiebreaker. We will present to the judge at the end of the season if we have to break the tie about which one of our predictions is the better prediction. It might be interesting or it might be terrible because it might be one of them is just inherently wrong. But I think you could even argue that you took more risk and you got close or something like that.
That's true. That's true.
All right. So also because I lost, I get to go first. So
fair enough.
I don't know if you're not plugged into the same channel that I am, but in this year I have my war room and they're talking to me.
Okay.
I've spent a lot of time on this. I've bounced off ideas, and ironically, the hardest pick is actually the first pick because I could not decide who I thought. Everybody's telling me to pick one driver, and I want to pick a different driver.
Okay.
But I'm gonna trust my war room. And my first pick, here we go, of the F1 draft is I'm picking Lando Norris.
Okay. That was so also for people who don't know, we automatically get like I pretty much automatically get Max Verstappen and Checo because I'm a Red Bull fan, obviously. He obviously gets Lewis Hamilton and George Russell.
And next year's gonna get weird. We'll figure that out later.
So basically we're gonna have 16 drivers to choose from. So your first pick is Norris.
Yes.
Which was going to be my first pick.
Okay,
as well.
I thought so.
I've got a strong runner up.
Okay, who's your first pick?
His teammate.
Oh, okay.
Piastri. Listen, you cannot tell me that like Piastri is like the best rookie we've seen in freaking forever.
Oh yeah, he's great.
He is great. With McLaren developing and their run like towards the end of last season, I think like I honestly almost put him ahead of Norris. I'm not gonna lie.
I thought about it too.
So,
but I think Piastri needs one more year before he is.
I agree.
Definitely better.
I agree, but he's still. I mean, he's still one of the strongest in my lineups.
So actually, good news. Now I get to take the other one that I wanted because I was not going to take Piastri.
Okay.
I want Charles Leclerc.
Oh, have him.
Yeah.
Have him.
Oh, have him. Oh, you don't think he's a good choice?
I mean,
I chose him first last year, and that's why I decided to go with my war room.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
He wasn't my next choice.
Okay, who's your next? Oh, good. So maybe we just
choice.
Who do you? How about you just list off the 10 you want? I'll list. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure once we get down, it's gonna get worse.
This might shock you. For at least this high up in the draft, I'm gonna draft Daniel Ricciairdo.
Oh,
because I actually have like kind of a strong feeling that like Visa Cash App Red Bull team
pop off.
Is gonna be like in the top 4 or 5. Top 5.
I'll tell you what, that could either make or break you right there.
Yeah,
because he's in my list, but he's not quite that high.
Yeah. I thought about between him. I wanted one Visa Red Bull. I'm just gonna call them Visa Red Bulls for now.
They're calling them RB on the broadcast.
We'll call them.
It's bad, man.
Yeah,
it's
like it should. I'm just gonna be like
Racing
I'm
Bulls.
gonna call them Visa.
Yeah, Visa.
Yeah, we can just call them Racing Bulls, I guess.
No, but see that they don't
yeah,
want. They specifically said no.
Visa Red Bull or
Okay,
Visa
fine.
RB, whatever. We'll figure this
We'll
out.
just
by
make a
next time.
cha-ching noise.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was between him and Yuki. I was like, I mean, I don't know. Just from like seeing like Daniel's kind of back. Like if he's got that spirit, he's gonna outperform Yuki this season. So I'm gonna believe in him. That's me. My
Okay.
pick.
So that makes it a little more complicated for my next pick. So I'm gonna take a risk.
Okay.
This is definitely a risk.
Okay.
Could pay off. I'm gonna take Fernando Alonso.
Okay. That's a good pick. I had him pretty high up in mind, but I didn't have him next still. Okay, so for my next pick, probably not shocking, I'm going to have Sainz.
Okay. Yeah.
I feel really strong about him, especially in his last season. He's got to prove himself to other teams. I feel like he's going to do even better than last year.
That would have been my next pick as well. So I respect game here.
Yep.
So there were two that were I couldn't decide between Leclerc and Lando. Maybe I'm an idiot, but I'm not convinced by McLaren yet.
Yeah.
So, and I think Ferrari is strong right now.
Yeah.
So I was like, ugh. And then these two teams is a similar situation.
I think okay.
And one team looks potentially weaker but has a better driver.
Yep.
And the other team might be strong.
Yep.
But I'm gonna take Alex Albon.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with this pick because I believe in him. I maybe not the team as much. I'm not a fan of the team, but I feel like he's performed a little bit.
Okay. I think I know where you're going.
I'm going to pick Ocon.
Okay, that's not where I thought you were going. Ocon. All
Alpine, this is where I say I might regret this later because Alpine looks like a dirt field right now.
Dumpster
but
fire.
Yeah. I think Ocon did well last season, despite the problems between him and Gasly.
Okay, well, once again, you're making it easy for me because the other person that I was toying with was Yuki.
Gotcha.
But I'm like, I don't fully know what's going on with that team yet.
Yeah.
And I was like, Albon or Yuki. I feel like they're pretty equitable. But the good thing is I would have taken Daniel Rick first in this team.
Yeah.
But I think they're gonna fight enough that it'll be close.
I think so too.
So yeah. All right. Who's your next pick?
I'm taking Stroll. I feel like
you
figured this.
Are,
he figured this.
Yeah.
You figured this one out. I mean, just I don't want to lose an Aston Martin in my lineup.
But I'm gonna take Gasly.
Dang it!
I'm gonna take Gasly.
I was hoping to have two in the same team. I'm picking Logan Sargent.
Yep, I thought so. So when I said I was gonna take
the risky.
Yeah. Okay. There's only 4 left, and there's 2 teams. So it's Bottas, Joe, Hulkenberg, and K-Mag, and I'm gonna take Bottas. I think that's.
I know you were. I knew you were. He was at the top of my list in those 4. They are also the bottom 4 of my list. So
well, let's see. Leave your list the way it is right now because I'm deleting them as I go. Let's see if we have them
like
ranked.
A little X.
Let's see if we have the bottom 4 ranked the same. I'm interested.
Okay.
So who's your? Well, you might be able to. I might be able to tell.
Joe.
Okay. All right. Was that your next one?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm interested to see which Haas you think is better.
Okay.
But Joe. So that means that I am going to take Nico Hulkenberg.
We do have it ranked the same.
So to be clear, your last
is Magnussen.
Yeah, is K-Mag.
Yep.
So there we go. So my drivers are Lewis and George, Lando Norris, Charles Leclerc, Fernando Alonso, Alex Albon, Yuki, Pierre Gasly, Bottas, and Hulkenberg. I'm just saying the top of my list is stacked. Okay.
You've actually
Lando, Leclerc, and Alonso.
You've actually got a pretty dang good lineup this time.
Also, we forgot to mention the reward is with to buy merch, which you're currently wearing.
I brought it today. And I probably will be wearing this more than my Red Bull hat. Like, since I'm so serious, since you got me this, like, it has not left my head.
All right, so let's talk about our 2024 predictions. And since I went first on the draft, how about you go first in predictions?
Okay.
So we're doing 3, and we have a 4th one, like I said, in the envelopes that we'll save for the end. If it's not a tiebreaker, which it probably won't be, it'll at least be fun to open up and see. So we'll keep them locked in our vault.
I kind of like accidentally leaked it during our draft. One of my predictions, I put that Visa Cash App finishes 5th.
Oh, okay.
I think that.
So
yeah, I think basically my top 4 is going to be Red Bull, Mercedes, Ferrari, McLaren.
Okay.
Then Visa Cash App, Racing Bulls.
I agree with you. I think they're going to finish ahead of Aston as well.
Yeah. Alpine, Aston. I think it's all just downhill recently.
I think Visa Cash App could move up to 4th the following year potentially.
It being the RB19, it gives me some hope.
Yeah, it's got a lot of paint on it compared to some other cars, but all right.
does.
So my first prediction was that Ferrari will start closer to the pack than end. So what I'm saying is they probably, I think they're going to finish in third as well.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to start off maybe. It's kind of hard to tell whether Mercedes or Ferrari are faster.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to prioritize 2025, not just because of Lewis, but just in general and things that they've been saying.
They have to because of Lewis.
Yeah. So I think they're going to start off with a stable, stronger car than they had last year, but then everybody else is going to outdevelop them as they prioritize next season. They'll probably pop up with some big updates that are like a half of their next car kind of thing. So, yeah, that's my first prediction.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think Ferrari's going to hold this year to the highest standard. But
all right, give me your second prediction.
Oscar Piastri gets his first race win before Lando Norris.
Oh, okay. I think a lot of people are in that boat.
Yeah,
this season.
I thought that towards the end of last season.
Yeah.
I was like, this guy's kind of got it. Like, everybody talks about Norris as the next superstar or world champion, and then you have Piastri show up, and I'm like, well, there's another one.
Yeah.
Like, dude's just talented.
I think Lando missed his time a little bit. I hate to say he's still young.
I mean, that's tough to say. I wouldn't go that far. I would say he's getting towards the back burner of it. Like, I think he's in his prime, and McLaren, or I think he needs to figure out if McLaren is the right place to be.
Well, I think the biggest mistake he made in his entire career was signing that contract extension. Not that he knew,
like the 2026,
the one that he just signed
at the start of
like right before Lewis announced his thing.
Yeah,
because all his options are gone.
Yeah,
I mean, he didn't know that a Mercedes seat was going to open up. No one did.
Yeah,
but if Mercedes is faster,
okay. After hearing what we did we watched Drive to Survive, and obviously he was saying, like, you got to keep your options open. Surely he put
an exit clause.
Yes.
Like Max has.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe.
Because, like, if I'm Mercedes, I'm calling Lando Norris.
Yeah, I don't know who they want. I saw those pictures of Toto talking to Checo gave me arrhythmia. Okay. Dude. I was like, I cannot do that. Like, I cannot do that. So anyway, I'll go to my second prediction. Lance Stroll will quit and go to WEC.
Really?
Yeah.
Quit?
I think he's going to quit.
He's too delusional to quit.
I don't think so.
Really?
In a weird way.
Kind of saying?
No, I'm not a Stroll fan.
Yeah, of course. That's why I'm shocked.
I think he thinks he's bigger than F1. He's like, you know what? I'm just not into this anymore.
You know, I could see that. But still.
And Drive to Survive really tried to make me feel for Lance for like 5 seconds.
I don't know. I think surely him being an F1 driver, he knows that that's the pinnacle. Surely he wouldn't leave that.
Aston Martin just got a WEC team. I'm just saying. They built the
Maybe
Valkyrie.
His dad's setting it up.
Yeah, exactly. You see what I'm saying? It's possible.
No, Lance isn't planning this. Lawrence is.
Yeah. He's slowly like, don't you think WEC? Look at that.
I think Formula One isn't fit for you. You're too good for Formula One.
Haven't you always wanted to do Le Mans, son? So yeah. Anyway, that's what I think, because I think Aston. I said this last season, and I was right. Aston's going to be one of the biggest talking points this year, but for a different reason.
Yes.
Last year was because they popped off at the beginning of the season. This year, I think it's over the seats, because I think Alonso's going to try and peace out. I think Stroll's going to leave. I think Yuki is going to end up there next season. There's a lot of predictions wrapped into one.
Happen.
And I think basically here's how all the dominoes lay out. Checo's gone. Ricciardo in. Lawson in. Yuki out. And then I don't know who gets the other seat. If Checo wants they might give him the V-carb seat if he wants it, but they're probably going to pull someone else up.
See, I feel like with Yuki, he's going to stay there as long as he can, because from what we've seen, once you leave Red Bull, there's typically no path back, other than Daniel Ricciardo, and that's just because Horner likes him.
Yeah. Well, dude, when in Drive to Survive, when he said my favorite driver is Daniel Ricciardo, I was like, I mean, we knew that.
And the season before, he said Max.
Well, no, that was his kid. That was his kid.
Really? Okay.
His kids. He's trying to put his kid on the spot. Like, who's your favorite
he's
driver?
Asked him that every
3-year-old.
season. Yeah. we kind of hinted towards this when we were talking about Haas. I think by the end of the season, it will be announced that Haas is no more.
Whoa. Someone's been watching my videos.
Okay. I think that Haas is going to sell the team
to
Andretti.
Oh, you think so?
Maybe.
Yeah,
and
manifest it. Yeah.
We lose K-Mag in the process. That's why when you said I don't think Magnussen has a future in the sport, I said I agree because I literally wrote that down in my. Wow. And potentially both of them. Hulkenberg, I could see getting a seat somewhere, but K-Mag, I think Haas is like home.
Wow, that's a big prediction.
It is.
That's an envelope level prediction. Right
it is, but
wow.
Yeah.
All right, I respect that. The only reason that shouldn't happen is because I think Gene Haas is completely delusional.
See, I think he's got a lot of
pressure.
Legal stuff going on right now that's gonna like force his hand.
I had no idea. I mean, call me an idiot. I'm sure people will in the comments. I had no idea that he went to prison in 2007.
Oh yeah,
I
mean, I only found out about it recently. Don't feel stupid.
Well, I have no idea. I don't know how I didn't know, but the change in the sport from not letting Andretti in, which back then we had VJ, the guy that owned Force India and had all that. Crazy.
The dude that had all his assets seized.
Yeah. All right. Well, finally, Lewis Hamilton's winless streak will end this year, and he will win at least one Grand Prix.
I hope so.
I
think he needs.
that.
I think he needs like a farewell to Mercedes in a good way. We need that DTS episode.
I think. Yeah, that would make it. I think he might be able to win Silverstone this year. I say it every year.
Yeah, you do say that every year.
But every year I'm convinced they're going to have a stable car, but this year they're saying their car's stable. So
I feel like they're starting off on a better track than they have in the past 2 years.
So I'm trying not to give the Mercedes hype train too much.
Yeah.
But they're sandbagging hardcore. Like there's no way they're not because of the speed trap. Go look at all the things.
Out of testing, like average, they were like third, right? Third or fourth.
Yeah, and they're I think they're sandbagging.
On top of sandbagging, third or fourth is.
Yeah, I have a good feeling. Because here's the thing. If they can just give Lewis a stable car, even if it is half a second slower than the Red Bull, he'll be able to do something.
Yeah, I agree.
He'll be able to pick off Checo. He's able to pick off Checo last year.
At least second in Drivers' Championship.
Yeah, I hope so. So those are.
I'm also on the Mercedes bandwagon a little bit at the moment because
you want the fight. Come on, we need one
and
last.
Like just looking at them, I'm like, I believe you when you're talking about sandbagging because I mean everybody online thinks it as well.
Yeah.
From what I've seen.
Also, James Allison and that smile that everybody's reading into.
Oh yeah.
But dude, there's suspension that can move up and down, and they can. I was like, this is classic Mercedes. A wing that is technically legal. I was like, this is it. This is my crap right here. This is exactly what Mercedes was. They'd come to the track, and it would be like, what is that? Like, why, where did that come from? The DAS, the steering wheel goes like this, as Christian Horner said.
So I do have a question.
Okay.
When we're talking about predictions, what do we know what Lewis's contract is until at Ferrari?
Yeah, it's 2 years with an optional third year, I think, on the team side of it, but it's already built in.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So
he just has to perform in this first year and he'll get it probably.
Oh, okay. Is he retiring after that first contract?
I don't know. It depends on how Ferrari's doing and that era. Because like if Ferrari's like running 2026 and 2027, he'll stick around until it dies. Yeah,
for sure.
I don't know, man. But dude, I've said this, like if somehow Mercedes is sandbagging so hard that they're as fast as Red Bull, I don't think this is the case, but I'm just saying if they are, and it's a title fight and like it comes down to it and Lewis Hamilton manages to win, I'm going to fall on the floor and bawl my freaking eyes out.
Oh, I know you will.
Dude, it would be bad. I'm going to cry when he wins again eventually.
You know, honestly, the way it's going right now, it might work out better that way for both of our teams because if Max keeps winning, he's going to retire early.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. So,
and if Lewis beats him, it gives him a little fighting spirit.
Exactly. And here's the thing. Alonso's,
I'm not condoning Mercedes to win, by the way. I want Red Bull to run the floor again, but just saying.
I think in the next 4 years, we could lose Alonso, Max, and Lewis all at the same time.
I think so.
Because I don't think Max is going to sign a contract extension.
No, because this is it. 28.
Yeah. So if we lose Lewis, so Max might have one season without Lewis theoretically.
Yes.
I mean, Lewis could be terrible in Ferrari. It's possible. He's only driven one philosophy of a car for 10 years.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case, but but dude, if he manages to win a championship with Ferrari and he wins one with McLaren, Mercedes, and Ferrari, that's like undisputed GOAT. Like there's nothing. Like I'm sorry, Schumacher fans, I can feel the pressure, but I mean, if he jumps there and wins, I mean,
oh yeah,
what else can you say? So, but it's all right because he's gonna get his 8th this year, dude. How great? Okay, even if I know you want Red Bull to run the table. Yeah. How great would a Max Lewis last season of Mercedes title fight?
I've said it for the past 2 years. I would love it. Okay, I'm serious. I would love for it to be a fight because, like, as boring as it is for everybody else, it is for me too. I don't want to wake up in the morning, pull up the race day, and be like, all right, let's watch Max win.
Well, Mercedes, I know you're listening. Sacrifice everything for this season. 10 years of development. I don't care. Sacrifice it all. I want you for this season. You can be 3 and 4.
Screw George Russell.
Yeah, I like George Russell, but it's not Lewis Hamilton. Yeah. Even though he's been like living with Toto, apparently. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah. He stayed the night before freaking Hamilton came over to tell Toto.
Does Toto like his own family? Like I feel like he never hangs out with his family. Oh, we have a mic disaster. All right, so we had a little bit of a disaster, but we're all good. Long story short, we all want a title fight.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that is the case.
Yeah,
the good news is it seems like 2 through 4 is going to be a tight fight anyway.
I really hope so.
Okay, so
Mercedes Ferrari last year was interesting.
Yeah. When you rewatch Drive to Survive, you're like, oh, Ferrari wasn't that close. Like they were like the beginning of the season was like, I mean, terrible.
Yeah.
All right, so last question for you.
Uh-oh.
I have a very strong opinion about where I think McLaren was. At the end of the last season, if you had asked me who was going to be the closest to Red Bull at the start of the season, I would have said McLaren.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Well, actually, I said
you
McLaren.
You would have said Mercedes.
I would have said McLaren unless Mercedes finds something over the winter, which maybe they have. I don't know, man. I'm just everybody's like Ryan is talking to me constantly, and he's like, I think they're hiding something because Lando seems so happy. Yeah, McLaren. And I'm just like, I don't think they're everybody's sandbagging a little bit with engine modes and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm just not buying it. I'm not buying it. I think here's last season. They went like this and they were up here and now they're going to be like here. Just like a stable, like they're picking off thirds here every now and then where Ferrari and Mercedes are weaker, but they're kind of in their traditional spot. Where last year they started the season lower than they normally are and then finished higher than they normally are. I think they're going to finish in their traditional 3-4 area. They could pick off Ferrari late in the season.
Yeah.
But I think Mercedes or Ferrari, one of the two, will be clearly in second.
Yeah.
By a good amount, at least by the end of the season. And
probably,
3-4.
yeah.
But then, I mean, this V-carb stuff, man. I mean, they could improve mid-season and at the end... by the end of it, be the second fastest team.
Yeah.
Like that's terrifying to think about. And McLaren,
that's why I grabbed
McLaren
Ricardo.
and Aston should be stressing. So,
yep.
All right. Well, I think that's it. It is race week. Let's go. It's on Saturday. Don't forget. And qualifying's on Friday. Then
also we have a public fantasy team.
Oh yes, we do
on Formula One.
It's in the link in the bio. Yes, join our public fantasy team and lose to us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Have you built yours yet?
I built our private one.
Okay, we gotta add. You can add. You can make the same one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I want to be honest.
Oh.
This was pre-season gamble, and I called it Now Hear Me Out.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And after testing, I regret all my decisions except for Max.
I changed mine. I changed one thing in and out.
I'll
say I don't remember actually what I ended up doing, but I took Williams off.
I kept mine after same as before. Testing as after.
Well, so you can make one in our public league. In our private league, you can make 2.
Yeah, that's what.
One in our public league. So just make sure you get it in before tomorrow, basically when we're recording. It locks on Thursday, I think.
Oh, okay. Maybe I should do that now.
Yeah. So anyway, all right, that's been it. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, follow at the Pitwall Pod, and we'll see you on the next one.
Peace.
Bye. It's race week.